10 reasons Blackpool is no longer what it used to be. There was a time when Blackpool, UK, stood tall as the ultimate seaside destination. It was fun, iconic, and proudly working class. Families from across Britain would pack their bags and head to the Lancashire coast for fish and chips, donkey rides, and the unmistakable hum of amusement arcades. But today, something feels different. While the lights still shine and the tower still stands, the town doesn't quite draw the same excitement it once did. So what changed? Let's count down 10 reasons Blackpool is no longer what it used to be, and what that really means. 10. A reputation that's hard to shake. Blackpool's name carries weight, but not always the good kind. Over the past few decades, it's been the subject of countless documentaries, tabloid headlines, and viral videos, usually highlighting the worst parts of town, not the best. Once a symbol of joy and escape, the town became an easy punchline. That constant media focus on deprivation, crime, or nightlife chaos created a stigma that's been difficult to shake off. Even when improvements are made, public perception often lags behind reality. This reputation issue has affected Blackpool tourism, investment, and even local pride. For a town working hard to evolve, unfair labels are a serious roadblock. It's taken years for the town to slowly shift this image, and while progress is being made, it's an uphill climb. 9. Aging infrastructure and outdated housing. Walk through some of Blackpool's residential streets, and it becomes clear this town was built for another era. The rows of guest houses and B&Bs that once welcomed millions are now repurposed as long-term housing. Many haven't been updated in decades. The result? A landscape that, in places, looks tired. Some buildings are boarded up, others in poor condition. And while local councils are working to improve housing standards, the scale of the issue is significant. Much of living in Blackpool today means dealing with infrastructure that wasn't built for modern life, whether it's the roads, the transport links, or the buildings themselves. Efforts like the regeneration of the Talbot Gateway and new housing initiatives are slowly changing this. But for many residents, the legacy of past neglect is still visible on every street. 8. Decline in traditional seaside entertainment. Blackpool was once defined by its unique brand of British seaside entertainment. The circus, magic shows, cabaret, funfair rides, penny arcades, it was everything a family needed. But times changed. With Netflix, PlayStations, and indoor water parks in every city, these once magical attractions began to feel dated. Tourist tastes evolved, and Blackpool struggled to keep up. Even icons like the Pleasure Beach had to modernise to stay relevant. While some attractions still draw large crowds, others have closed or shrunk in scale. The decline of these traditional experiences has left Blackpool tourism searching for new identity. Attractions like the Illuminations and the Tower Ballroom still draw visitors, but they now compete with global experiences. To stay competitive, Blackpool has had to reinvent its entertainment offerings with mixed results. Some new attractions have succeeded, while others have struggled to find their audience. 7. Missed opportunities and inconsistent investment. Blackpool has long been full of promise, but too often, promise didn't translate into progress. From failed casino bids to delayed regeneration plans, the town has seen multiple grand ideas stall or collapse. For years, locals were told about bold new projects that never quite materialised. That pattern created a sense of scepticism. Why get excited when plans might disappear tomorrow? Thankfully, the tide is beginning to turn. Projects like Blackpool Central, the Talbot Gateway, and the new Multiversity campus are actually happening. But years of missed opportunities have already taken their toll. Investors and residents alike became wary of announcements with no follow-through. As these current developments come to life, there's cautious optimism. But rebuilding trust takes time. The hope is that consistent, visible progress will finally help change the narrative. 6. A town stuck between past and future. There's a charm to Blackpool's nostalgia. The tramcars, the old signage, the Victorian buildings, they're part of its soul. But when a town leans too heavily on the past, it can struggle to define its future. Blackpool has tried to modernise, but it's not easy when so much of the brand is built on tradition. Should it reinvent itself entirely, or preserve its classic identity? This tension between who Blackpool was and who it wants to be creates confusion, both for residents and visitors. Until that identity is clarified, Blackpool, UK risks being seen as a town stuck in time. At its best, Blackpool can blend the charm of old-school British fun with a bold new vision for the future. The key lies in defining that balance and committing to it. 5. Changing demographics and urban challenges. As visitor numbers declined and housing became more affordable, Blackpool became a relocation destination for vulnerable individuals from other parts of the UK. Many local councils, facing their own housing pressures, placed residents in Blackpool's cheap accommodation, often without providing long-term support. This led to a concentration of people dealing with complex challenges, from unemployment to mental health issues. While the town has shown compassion and resilience, the sudden demographic shift created new pressures on services, schools, and infrastructure. It's a dynamic that deeply changed the experience of living in Blackpool. Efforts are now underway to create more balanced communities and offer better support systems, but it's a slow process, and one that requires long-term planning and funding. 4. Economic decline and high deprivation. Blackpool faces some of the highest deprivation levels in England, and the data is hard to ignore. Health inequalities, unemployment, and poverty continue to affect large sections of the community. Many of these issues stem from structural challenges, seasonal work, a struggling tourism sector, and a lack of high-skilled job opportunities. Once the holidaymakers stopped arriving in droves, the economic base that supported the town began to crack. Today, Blackpool's economy is rebuilding, but the effects of that long downturn are still felt in every corner of the town. With 61.8% of households deprived in at least one dimension, the challenge is significant, but not insurmountable. The launch of education hubs like the Multiversity and targeted investment into business parks and digital industries signal a path forward. 3. The pull of foreign holidays. Perhaps the most straightforward reason Blackpool is no longer what it used to be is this: people found warmer, cheaper alternatives. In the 1970s, package holidays to Spain and Greece became affordable for working-class families. Suddenly, instead of spending a week in a rainy seaside town in England, you could sunbathe in Benidorm for the same price. This shift devastated Britain's traditional holiday spots. Blackpool, so heavily dependent on seasonal tourism, felt it more than most. Many never fully recovered from the impact, and the rise of international travel left a lasting scar. Although domestic tourism has rebounded in recent years, the loss of Blackpool's near monopoly on affordable fun changed the local economy forever. Today, it must compete not just with Brighton or Bournemouth, but with Barcelona. 2. Youth migration and ageing population. One of the hidden forces behind Blackpool's transformation is the steady migration of young people out of the town. With limited opportunities, many head to Manchester, Liverpool, or further south for education and work. Meanwhile, older residents move into Blackpool for its affordability and coastal charm. The result is a demographic imbalance, a growing ageing population that places pressure on local services. Without enough young families or professionals to balance it out, Blackpool, UK risks stagnation. It's a long-term trend that affects everything from business growth to school enrolment. This isn't unique to Blackpool, but it's especially pressing in towns where job opportunities are limited and housing is cheap. Solutions like improved transport links, local job creation, and expanded higher education access could begin to reverse the trend. 1. A town in transition, not decline. And finally, the biggest reason Blackpool isn't what it used to be is because it's not supposed to be. Towns evolve, cultures shift. What was once a holiday paradise has become something else entirely. That doesn't mean Blackpool is failing, it means it's transforming. It's becoming a town of learners with the multiversity, a place of innovation through creative industries, and a home for people who value authenticity over polish. It's not perfect, but no town is. The truth is, Blackpool is carving out a new identity. It may not resemble the golden days of the 1950s, but maybe that's okay. What comes next might just surprise us all. Blackpool is no longer what it used to be, but that's not a failure. It's a sign of growth, of survival, and of quiet reinvention. Beneath the challenges lies a town full of character, community, and potential. Its story is far from over. In fact, the next chapter could be its best. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.